get ready, for the train is coming. Don't need no baggage, just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Good evening, viewing audience and listening audience to the People Get Ready podcast with the political guru and the legendary Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr. from Bibb's Record Shop. Today, we will start our program off with two quotes from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the first one is, there will come a time when one must make a decision that is neither safe nor politic nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him it is right. The next one is, it may be that we will have to repent in this generation, not merely for the neurotic words and the violent actions of the bad people, but for the appalling silence and indifference of those good people who sit around and say, wait on time. Well, we don't have time to wait. We know that those quotes are relevant for today's because we have situations that's happening in our community every day. Let's take, for instance, the closing of the St. Vincent Charity Hospital. None of our political and leaders have come out and spoke against it. None of our civic leaders has come out and spoke against it. And we need someone to come out and speak against these issues in our community. So we need to stop the silence of the bad people, of the good people, and we need them to speak up and speak out. And today we want to offer you an opportunity to join Bibb Business Opportunity Grand Opening. I said Bibb's Business Opportunity Grand Opening. You might say to yourself, I want to start a business. I've been thinking about starting a business. Well, today is your opportunity to start a business. You can start with Snap Delivery. All you need to do is join Snap Delivery, and you can join for free. Did I say free? Yes, you can join Snap Delivery for free. And here's the opportunity. You have opportunity. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program, the ERC refund, $1.9 trillion are available for those who qualify. And you can qualify for this program. You can qualify for these funds, and you can receive up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. Did I say $26,000 per W-2 employee? Yes, I did. You can qualify if you have a business in the United States, or if you have a nonprofit business in the United States. You qualify for the federal tax refund check. And for more information, you can contact Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr.'s office at 216-681-1469 or his mobile phone at 216-659-4619. And today we have a great show. We want to inform you and empower you about the hot breaking news that we have. We're going to heat this thing up tonight, and we want to introduce you to the man himself, the president and CEO of People Get Ready podcast, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr. Take it away, Mr. Bibbs.
Thank you, Reverend Ben Fair. You get better and better each week.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibbs.
Mr. State Rep, Clarence Upchurch, I might lose him any week now. He
Yes,
might
sir.
be headed toward New York.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have to tie him to the chair.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Reverend Ben Fair.
You're welcome, Mr. Bibb.
And I want to add, next week we're going to have a third quote going at the top of those two with Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Miss Candace Jones, we're going to add one from former Congressman William Bill Clay.
Mm-hmm.
It goes like this.
Uh-huh.
No permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interests.
Only permanent interest, yes.
1 into 23, permanent interests.
Yes.
That'll be our third quote.
All right.
William Bill Clay, Congressman, went in 1 year after Congressman Stokes went in. He's from St. Louis, Illinois.
Yes,
St.
sir.
Louis, Missouri. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Tonight we have an awesome show, and I want to share with you, we're going to have all over the United States information coming in to share with our audience. So get your notes out, get your pens and papers out and take good notes, because we have some great information for you today. In fact, one of the first ones will be you, Reverend Ben Fair, State Representative Clarence Upchurch, might know that the young man from the Calypso Currency is all the way in the Bahamas. But he was going to fight it in the Sharon Pyramid, but he's in New York City now. Bring us up to date, would you?
All right, Mr. Bibb, my pleasure. Let me tell you about this young man, Sam Bankman Fry. He's going to fly to the United States on Wednesday, which I already did, escorted by the FBI agent. It says he'll sign a set of extradition papers in the Bahamas court. FTX co-founder facing a range of criminal charges in the United States. The federal authorities are set to release Sam Bankman Fry to the United States on Wednesday, face a range of criminal charges related to the collapse of the FTX crypto exchange. Bankman Fry signed his surrender documents on Tuesdays, according to the Bahamas Action Commission of Correction, Don Clare. He'll sign a separate set of papers finalizing his waiver of the rights to fight extradition at the magistrate's court in Nassau on Wednesday. After that, FTX co-founder will be accompanied by FBI agents on a non-commercial aircraft back to the United States, according to a person familiar with the matter. The plane will leave from a private airport in the island nation, said another person who also asked not to be identified due to the sensitivity of the plans. His return to the U.S. will cap a tumultuous week filled with specification around Bankman Fry might return to face charges including fraud. Since being denied bail at the initial court hearing last week, Bankman Fry has been held in a notorious correctional facility on the outskirts of Nassau known as Fox Hill. While the arrangements could be still changed, plans call for Bankman Fry to be escorted back to the Bahamas officers from the prison to the court Wednesday morning. Although he initially said that he would fight extradition, Bankman Fry has more recently indicated in private conversations that he was preparing to return to the United States as soon as Monday. Bloomfield News has reported the change in his attitude was in part tied to the expectations that he'll be able to get bail in the United States. So he changed his mind, Mr. Bibbs, about fighting the extradition back to the United States, because the United States has offered him bail. So he thinks he's going to get bail in the United States for defrauding these people all that money. $1.8 billion he defrauded those the shareholders.
Thank you. You're right up to date, right to the plane landing in New York City today.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good report, Reverend Ben Fair. And we'll keep an eye on that, because a lot of people involved in that Calypso currency and that scheme that he put together. All right. Today, I'm really pleased. Before I go to our state rep, I want to bring you up to date in Cleveland Ward 7. Something happened down in Cleveland, city of Cleveland. None of the people who are elected officials in Cleveland had never seen a recall before. Everybody in City Hall is all new to the elected officials, from the mayor all the way down to Blaine Griffin, who was the president of City Council, Cleveland City Council. So it's all new to everybody. The first set of petitions, they didn't have enough signatures. So the charter of Cleveland allowed them to go back and get more signatures. So they're out gathering more signatures now, but it's a time limit on how much time they have.
Yes.
So maybe by next Wednesday, we'll know if they've finished gathering the signatures and if they have enough to turn in to the Board of Elections to have those checked. They have to start. They didn't have enough to do the recall to move it to council. So they're waiting to get new signatures, and I think they had about 20 days, and the charter tells them additional days. So that's the update there. Next on my agenda, I have the pleasure of bringing forward to the podcast. People get ready.
Yes.
People get ready.
People get ready.
Because we have a young man that's on the way up.
Right.
On the way up. And believe me, in the state of Ohio, there's a lot of room on the way up for a Democrat, because statewide, we are shut out. We are shut out in the House.
Yes.
We shut out in the Senate, and all of the statewide elected offices are
Right.
Republican. And the Supreme Court, they're controlling the Supreme Court. So now is the time to make a move, and we've got the right man to make the right move at the right time.
All
All
right.
right.
And it just happened to be, I'll let him tell you the rest of his territory, but I'm proud to announce he represents the city of Bradnall. Mr. Clarence Upchurch, come forward and tell us first what your district covers so we'll know what we're talking about. And
Sure.
you have several things I'd like for you to speak on tonight. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. Well, first of all, Mr. Bibb, thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm happy to be here. Again, my name is Terrence Upchurch. I'm the state representative for the 10th House District, which encompasses Brattonall Village, where you live, the Collinwood neighborhood, Glenville, University Circle, downtown Cleveland, Ohio City, and Tremont going west. The new district that I was elected to, that I will begin serving in January, is going to be the 20th House District, which also encompasses Brattonall Village, parts of Collinwood, all of Glenville, University Circle, Ohio City, parts of Ohio City, parts of Tremont, and downtown. The difference between the 20th House District and the current district I have is I take more of the Huff neighborhood and more of the central neighborhood. Right now, I only represent a couple precincts in Ward 7 and a couple precincts in Ward 5. Come January, I'll be taking pretty much all of Ward 7 and pretty much all of Ward 5. So the district will be all Cleveland with the exception of Brattonall. The district will still be one of the most impoverished districts in the state of Ohio. It will be one of the highest Democratic districts in the state of Ohio. So geographically, some things have changed, but economically, a lot of things remain the same. So, I'm happy to be here. I know you want me to talk about Senate Bill 288 and my newly elected role as president of the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus.
Very good.
So, yeah, happy to get into
Then we'll
those
do
things.
some questions afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Senate Bill 288 was passed out of the Senate during lame duck. And this bill essentially, it changes how we do expungements here in the state of Ohio. I'm a big proponent of criminal justice reform and reentry. I think as a society, especially here in Ohio, we focus too much on the punishment and not the rehabilitation aspect.
Exactly.
If we focus on investing in how to have people who come out of the criminal justice system re-enter into society and matriculate into productive citizens, I think we'll ultimately see the numbers of incarceration drop substantially. So this bill, what it does, it amends changes to the current law of expungement and sealing records. It removes public records, and what it does is convictions of second or third degree felonies cannot be sealed. Neither can motor vehicle drivers crimes, sexual offenses, sexual oriented offenses, and racial crimes based on racial race, pretty much. What can be sealed is theft, public indecency, misdemeanors, and we notice a lot of misdemeanors that are on these records prevent people from getting a mortgage, student loans, and being productive citizens. So this is another way to allow these people to have a second chance.
That's good.
The bill also changes the process. I'm wanting to take a lot of notes, so I like to bring notes with me all the time so I know what I'm talking about.
Very good, very good.
So what happens is records are destroyed and they're irretrievable. And essentially, it's almost like the initial offense never happened. Currently, the process takes 1 to 7 years. The new process will expunge records as soon as 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's good.
And then it makes the actual process itself easy to. So all you do is file. The court is required to hold a hearing less than 45 days, but no more than 90 days. You can have certain firearm convictions expunged, misdemeanors, illegal substance offenses, and which is one of the things I've advocated for, because we've noticed, especially in our community, that low-level, particularly marijuana convictions, remain on some of our residents' records, and it prevents them from, again, taking out a mortgage, getting student loans, and doing a lot of things that they need to do to be productive citizens. I mean, these aren't people that have committed violent crimes or have a history of, committing crimes, but you make one mistake and it's on your record and that's it.
Right.
And that's not right.
Right.
So this bill, I think it's good for Ohio. It will change the expungement process. It will expedite the process, and there are certain things that will qualify for expungement that may not have qualified before this law was passed.
That's great.
Yeah, and it came out of the Senate and passed through the House, and hopefully our governor will sign it. And once the governor signs it, it becomes law 90 days after he signs it.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And as of last Friday, I was elected.
Okay, hold right there.
Okay.
State rep.
You got it.
Then we'll, Reverend, you want to ask him a question about the expungement? We'll start with you.
All right. He pretty much covered a lot of the questions I was going to ask about. So when is it that the governor is supposed to sign it? Is it going to be this year or is it going to be next year?
Well, hopefully he will get it done before the end of the year. It's my hope that as soon as it hits his desk, he'll sign it. One thing about our not just our state legislature, but our governor, he will move fast when he wants to move fast. So I hope that he prioritizes this as one of those bills where he moves fast and signs it, because the people that it will impact will obviously look like us and be from communities that I represent.
Great, thank you. And I want to say that this is a great bill. It's a great opportunity for those who need a second chance.
Absolutely.
So I know a lot of people that need a second chance. They going for just having the possession of marijuana. They got a lot of convictions for that. So this is going to help them out.
Yeah. I think the most significant part of the bill is that it expedites the process. How many times, have we heard stories of people trying to get their record expunged? And how many people do we know that have tried to get their record expunged? And it's a long, drawn-out period, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting. And they're steady getting denied mortgages. They're steady getting denied student loans. They're steady, not being able to find employment.
Right.
So now we're expediting the process, and we're making it more adequate. So, this can just be, something that you can take care of in a day. And then, within 6 months, you can go on about your life. So
That's great.
I think that's the most significant piece, that it expedites the
Yes.
process.
Yes.
That's
Mr.
great.
State rep, especially the marijuana business.
Yes.
The state is in the marijuana business now.
Right.
The state's in the marijuana business, and we got brothers and sisters in jail for marijuana.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
picture.
That's right.
Yeah. Brothers and sisters in jail for marijuana, but they can't get a job because they trying to do like the state. They trying to be in business.
Right. That's right.
But now, this expungement bill is going to be beautiful. And we already have a bind over event at the Martin Luther King Jr. Library on Saturday, January the 28th. So we're going to put that program and do a town hall meeting on the bind over, expungement. It's going to be one of the community-wide event on that day.
Okay.
Because that's going right into Black History Month, and I'm high on Black History all year long.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Sharon Pittman, your question.
Yes, sir.
please.
I would like to ask you, State Rep, are there certain offenses that would not be considered for having expunged?
Yes, yes. So convictions of second or third degree felony cannot be sealed. So again, sexual oriented crimes, race related crimes, and crimes particularly to vehicular crimes, vehicular manslaughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does it matter how old the offense is?
As I understand, there is nothing in the bill that pertains to how old the offense is.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's certainly something that I can double check and make sure that I report that back, because that's also important too.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Okay. Ms. Sharon,
Okay, those that have been waiting for expungements, do they get priority?
As I understand, I don't believe that there's going to be a priority for those that have been waiting for expungement. I think once this bill becomes law, I would assume that those are going to be the first ones that are going to take precedent.
Right.
Now, as far as they're going to, say, okay, these 100 expungements we have waiting in the queue, they're going to go first. Not particularly
Right.
sure of that, but I would imagine that those expungements, those people that are waiting will take precedent over the other ones.
Okay. Thank you.
by the 28th of January, we'll have that answer for you
Yes.
too.
Okay. Yes.
At our great town hall meeting.
Okay.
And I do mean great town hall meeting. It's gonna be a big one.
It is.
All right.
It is.
Okay. Good job on that.
Thank you.
And do you know if they have any material out on that yet or not? They're waiting on the governor's signature.
Waiting on the governor's signature. Once he signs it, God willing, he signs it.
Yes.
I work very well with our governor, but he has his moments.
On a political move, the governor's gonna sign this.
Okay.
Yeah.
The governor got some ambition.
Yeah.
I heard him on 11 o'clock news
Okay.
trying to duck the presidential question.
Oh.
But you can't duck the presidential
really
question
can't.
on me.
Yeah.
Because he said everything but, I'm not running. You like that one statement?
Yeah, I like it.
He said, oh, I got to do my governor's work. I just got elected, Reverend. He said everything, but he never, and the press kept pressing it
Yes.
because he's on the list.
Right. But he wouldn't say no.
No, he's not going to say no. No.
Yeah.
When you watch him, if he say no, call me right away. And this bill is a winner.
Yes.
It's a winner.
Yes.
Because some of you might remember that Mayor Justin Bibb jumped the gun on expungement. He thought he could do it.
Ah. I do remember that. Yes.
You
Yes.
remember that, don't you, State Rep? You remember that? But you couldn't do it that way. But that's not the mayor's fault. He has a law director. That's the law director's job, to do the research on that stuff. You get paid big money to do that. But that's another day for another thing. But good job. And we will put that on our town hall meeting. We're going to really, because most people, State Rep, don't find out till months later that it's available. Because our information system is
Yes.
not. And then I'm going to talk to the director of the East Cleveland Public Library and the director of the Cleveland Library, since we will be at a Cleveland Library on the
Right.
28th of January,
Exactly.
to participate in this, to promote it, so we can have a full house.
Yes.
Because we want to try to get as many people working as possible. Because when people work, they don't get in trouble.
That's right.
That's right.
Right. Okay, Mr. State Rep, and there was something else that happened to you since the election with you. the November 8th election. Would you share that with us, please?
Yes, as of Friday, I was elected president of the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus. It's a organization comprised of the African American members on the House side and Senate side. All of the members as of right now are Democratic members. However, we do have 2 African American Republicans that have been elected to the legislature. So we have some discussing that needs to happen. But I'm excited about the role, and I'm humbled and honored that this organization would choose me to be its next leader. The Ohio Legislative Black Caucus is the oldest black state legislative caucus in the country. And with that comes certain responsibilities, setting the model for other black caucuses. Georgia has the largest delegation; they have the most members, but they're not the oldest. We're the oldest and the mightiest, so we can definitely set an example for the folks in Georgia how to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm excited. It's a new role.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a leadership opportunity, and what I can tell you is that we will come forward with a legislative priority agenda, and the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus will be committed to promoting an agenda that promotes and uplifts the black family here in Ohio, especially those who have been forgotten, who do not feel that they have a voice in Columbus. We're here to represent them and fight for them and make sure that as we're talking about the operating budget and the capital budget and as other critical pieces of legislation come through the legislature, that we're not forgetting about those black families in Ohio that have been left behind.
All right.
That's great. That's
That is
fantastic.
great.
All right, very good. And I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
This is a challenging position that he has.
Yes.
I was trained for that position, pass this down to the state rep, under the one who named the group. C.J. McLeod.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And state rep, you can look this up under your new title. I was deputy for state rep for the chapters. Beto, Black Elected Democrats of Ohio, chapters. Make a note on that, chapters. That's why we were so powerful. We took everything that the Republicans have now, we had all that at one time, under Dick Celeste,
Okay.
C.J. McLean, and Vern Rice. You ever heard that name, Vern Rice?
I haven't.
I have it.
There's a
Longest
big
serving
buil-
Speaker of the House,
Yeah.
Okay.
Democrat.
Okay.
There's a building right across from the state building with his name on it.
That's where my office is,
Yeah,
Rife Tower.
Right. And when you go up to the office, you see him with his hand folded with the.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What the state rep didn't know, Rhodes has a building named after him.
Uh-huh.
Governor Rhodes wanted to name the building Rhodes Rife,
Okay.
but the speaker was so powerful. He said, "No, it's not gonna be that.
That's right. That's right.
You're gonna have your building, I'm gonna have my building."
Okay.
That's right.
I like that in.
That was because you appreciate this. Take a note, state rep. There were 11 African Americans in the General Assembly. We had 9 chairmanships.
Beautiful.
The
Yeah.
reason that happened, the European Americans kept moving on and up.
Okay.
But once we got the state rep, we stayed there.
Okay.
But that was the blessing
Yes.
that we got all the chairmanship. And that's what made Vern Rice so powerful. He could pass anything he wanted. So he got with C.J. McLeod.
Okay.
He took care of everybody. And state rep, we had chapters. Mayor Yates Malone out of Glenville was the chairman, and I was her deputy. We had chapters all over the state of Ohio. Probably the top 12 to 15 states.
Okay.
We'll talk about that another time.
Is this you in this picture, Mr. Bibb?
That's just with me with the first lady that ran for vice president. That's
Wow.
all. That's just
Now,
me.
now, how you got more hair now than you did back then?
Yeah, that's-
They was working you hard back then. You got more hair now.
Right. See, I had the big fro, then we come down, and now we're on our way back. See, if you look at the the cryptocurrency, boy, his phone the same size my phone was back in that day. Everybody seen his picture on TV, right?
Yeah.
He got a phone bigger than my phone was. Oh yeah. So you're gonna be a regular on this show because you got so much stuff here. This is a powerful position,
Yeah.
a powerful time.
Thank you.
And we need it. We need it.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we want to thank you. Ms. Candace, was there
And God
anything
bless
else you
you.
wanted to
Thank
say
you.
to the state rep? Reverend, anything?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Looking forward to being back.
All right, all right. And mark that date for us down, please. It's a Saturday,
Okay.
the 28th.
January 28th.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very kindly.
Of course.
All right. And I'll be talking to you while we watch a single-digit TV
Okay.
weather on Saturday.
Okay. Don't let them work you too hard, Mr.
No,
Bibb.
that's why I say we gonna on Saturday, Sunday we gonna be working hard. That single digits, I won't be staying around like
Okay.
that at all. And thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Y'all take care.
All right.
Too. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
See you soon.
All right. And now,
All right. Ms. Shan Penman,
yes, sir.
you have some information for us?
I do. So last Wednesday, I went to the mayor's holiday party,
Yeah.
and it was a very, very nice
Not
event.
the mayor. What mayor?
Excuse me. Yes, I went to Mayor Justin Bibb of Cleveland, Mayor of Cleveland,
All right.
holiday party. It was held last Wednesday at the beautiful, oh my goodness, what's the name of this place? International. I can't think of it anyway. Very, very nice event. So many people were there. They had food, they had drinks, they had a DJ playing music if you wanted to dance. Most everyone was standing around talking. You know how politicians do. A lot of politicians in the room, of course. But yes, it was a very, very nice event.
Tell us a couple of politicians was in the room.
Yes.
Ram Fan, I don't know.
Oh, who were the politicians?
Just a few of them.
Okay, so well, I actually got to see. Well, I won't put it that way. I got to see Well, I'm getting ready to say it by mistake. Jeff Johnson,
Okay.
who, as we know, is running for judgeship. Who else was there? Oh my goodness. Ronayne, I got to see him there.
Who is
I didn't
Renee?
get to.
Who is
Excuse
Renee?
me. Our
You don't know who Renee.
You are right.
Know who Renee is.
Chris Ronayne, our newly elected executive, county executive, he was there, as well as, oh my goodness, there was so many people, Mr. Bibb. I didn't expect to call names off right now. I'm really
Right.
having a moment, a mental moment. I won't call it a senior moment.
Okay, now go right, keep going.
Okay, but yes, it was very nice, very
Did,
nice.
did they collect food for the needy?
They did. To attend the event, you needed to RSVP or register online first. So once you registered online, you were welcome to come in, and you were asked to bring a non-perishable food item. So they were collecting non-perishable food items for the homeless, and you walk in. They had coat check there. It was at Ariel International. Is the name of the venue. Ariel International, beautiful place down on 40th and Lakeside. You walk in, you could check your coat, put your food item on the table there, register in at the table, and then go upstairs to the 4th floor where they held the actual event.
All right, all right. Reverend Fair,
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibb.
Miss Joanne Holly. Is Miss Joanne Holly in the house?
I am in the house.
All right. Go right ahead and tell us what's going on, Miss Joanne.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody worldwide. I am so excited because I have a lot of good information And I'm going to be calling for people by invitation because I'm going to have a certain amount of people. Everybody not going to fit. So I'm having a special presentation to bring you up to snuff with what's going on and what I believe is going to happen in the new year and how we can get together as an organization, as a team, and we can make some things happen because you got to have some kind of connection. And I have been searching out connections, every single day, and it just keeps getting better and better. So we have to be so educated now as to what's going on and stop listening to people give you information that they don't know about. They think they know it. I heard it from somebody. I'm talking about information that is concrete that you can take to the bank. You hear what I'm saying? So when I call for your invitation, anybody out there, you have your instructions. If you want to bring the new year in right, you want to get involved and find out all the information that I have because I am blessed and I'm thanking God every day and every night that he's leading me in a direction that I need to go. And I'm so happy to be working with you guys. And I'm so glad that Mr. Charles V. Bibb Sr. keeps us moving and shaking, not looking and waiting. And I'm every year, Reverend Ben Fair, you getting better with your song. So
Thank you.
happy holidays and back to
Happy
you.
holidays to you, Miss Joanne Holly.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for everything. And we'll be talking to you from dinner. We're going to call you from dinner.
Okay.
All right. Now, Mr. James Jerome Bell, I hope you're listening, and I hope you're doing better. Mr. James Jerome Bell's a little under the weather, but he was going to give us a report on what's going on with the National Democratic Committee.
Okay.
The National Democratic Committee, who's housed in Washington, D.C., is preparing for 2024 presidential election. Soon as the clock hits midnight on the 31st, they'll be coming out the gate running for president of the United States for 24. Be all kind of announcements in January and February, different candidates on both parties. In the Democratic Party, most of you know that the first two states for the last 25, 30 years or more has been Iowa and New Hampshire. Now President Biden is suggesting to the National Democratic Committee we need to have more representation of the United States in the early primary because New Hampshire and Iowa only have about 2 or 3% African Americans and less minorities. So they want to use another system of early voting by states. And some of the states that have been recommended by President Biden and his committee to the National Democratic Committee, who are in process of meeting now, is starting off with South Carolina and Las Vegas. And then the second round would be Georgia and Michigan and New Hampshire. And then they go in order after that because they want to get early states who have the population that represent the United States population in on the early votes. So that's where that is now. They have not had a final vote. There's been some resistance to it, but we'll have that back on the agenda for next week also, Ms. Candace, and we'll keep you up to date on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are now. Next on our agenda is the Martin Luther King affair. That's going to be a big change in the Martin Luther King affair. I'll take care of the first part, Ms. Sharon Penman, and you can be prepared to tell us what's going to happen with the United Pastors of Mission.
All right.
For the last 25 years or so, we've had a big celebration on Saturdays before Martin Luther King holiday, which by law is the third Monday in January. Not on his birthday. And thank the Lord, I was part of the negotiation working with Reverend Jesse Jackson and Congressman John Conyers when they were resisting giving us a Martin Luther King Day. And Stevie Wonder wrote the song, Happy Birthday, Martin Luther King, and we had to stop singing the Bing Crosby Happy Birthday. And now that's why all they all singing the upbeat Martin Luther King. So they wouldn't give us a date, like forever July 4th, that's the date, they don't change. So they agreed to give us the third Monday, so that they would have 3 days off, in some cases 4 days off. And that's how we got that day. So when we started in East Cleveland at Starlight, we know it was just a few of us had worked with that. So we didn't want to challenge Cleveland on the holiday itself, so we always did our event on Saturday. But yes, this year, United Pastors of Mission has such a plan, super plan for bringing everybody together under one umbrella. We took a second look at it, and the invitation came in from Reverend, who's president of the United Pastors of Mission, and also pastor of the Oakwood Mount Zion Church. And we thought we'd go in with them with such invitation, we couldn't turn it down.
Oh, that's great.
And Miss Sharon Penman, you have a flyer there with
Yes.
that information. You can, if you have the invitation from Reverend, you can read that one first.
All right. I do have that from Reverend Fair
All right.
on Facebook. Thank you. So it reads, Dear UPM pastors and family, grace and peace to you in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. It is with humble gratitude that I want to express my thanks to each of you who prayed with my family for safe delivery of our 5th grandchild. Unfortunately, it was during the UPM meeting time on Tuesday at a time I looked forward to seeing you all and hearing Dr. Moss, Dr. Myers, Dr. Michael Baston, and others. I want to especially thank Reverend C.J. Matthew, our executive director, for leading the meeting. The kindness and nice words given to me and my family noted on the video recording, and I was encouraged to continue God's work through UPM. Those special leaders and speakers who gave greetings and those who gave a generous love offering gift will never know how happy you made me. Though I must admit, leading through a pandemic and endemic had been challenging. Please know, as a group of pastors and as individuals and leaders, you have brought a multitude of blessings to my entire family, and I am exceedingly thankful to God for you and his sustaining power. I believe 2023 will be another year of challenges and still a year of more victories. God is calling us to raise new leaders, and I am grateful you are willing to be at the table sharing how this can be done. We are already in the process of setting up a citywide emancipation services to renew our love and commitment to God's special work. It will be held on MLK Day, Monday, January 16th, 2023, 12 noon at Mount Sinai Friendship Church, 7510 Woodland Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. I will be asking every pastor and clergy, political and civic leader to join us on that day to free us from whatever disunite us. Again, let me say thank you, and may you all continue to shine Jesus Christ's light during this season of Christmas, and may God bless and take care of you and your family. Sincerely, Reverend Dr. Larry L. Macon, Sr.
All right. So it'll be Emancipation Day and Martin Luther King Day, and everyone is invited. And it's the second part to that also, Reverend Fair, that's not on there. And you may look and we'll come back and pick it up later.
Okay.
We ask all of the civic leaders and community leaders to join us.
Yes.
All right? While we're at that place, that will be, that's not an error. The church name was changed.
Okay.
That's under 7510 Woodland.
Okay.
Will be there. And keep looking for that entire sheet from the president of President Macon, Dr. Larry Macon Sr.
Yes.
It's in entire speech there. All right. Miss Candace Jones,
Yes, Mr. Bibb?
we had some executive announcements from Mayor Justin Bibb. Would you
Right.
share that with our audience?
Yes, I will. So, Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb names Chief of Staff in reorganization of top aides. Mayor Justin Bibb has named a close aide as his Chief of Staff in an end-of-year reshuffling at the top of City Hall, Cleveland City Hall. Chief Strategy Officer Bradford Davey will become Chief of Staff in early January. Ryan Punte, the Chief of Government Affairs, will serve as Deputy Chief of Staff. Over the last year, Chief Davey has led the charge on our first 100-day agenda and managed a number of my administration's long-term priorities, including overseeing the Center of Economic Recovery's strategic investments of ARPA funds, driving master planning efforts for Cleveland's Lakefront and Highland Golf Course, and supporting ongoing efforts to address the lead crisis. Bibb said in a news release announcing the move, "He is collaborative, decisive, and the right person to help me lead the team moving forward." Previously, Bibb didn't have a chief of staff to serve at the top gatekeeper and liaison to the rest of the city hall. Davey shared those responsibilities this year with Chief Administrative Officer Elise Hara Arvol, who is leaving the Bibb team. The naming of Chief of Staff is meant to streamline communication and decision-makings in the mayor's office, according to news release. "We have grown immensely as a team in our first year," Davey said in a release. We've done great things together and made changes after every bump along the way. In that spirit, Mayor Bibb is always looking for new and better ways to serve Cleveland residents. I am honored by the faith placed in me by the mayor, and humbled by the opportunity to serve the community I call home. Davey previously worked at the nonprofit Fund of Our Economic Future. He chaired Bibb's 2021 mayoral campaign and helped lead the transition a year ago. Punte, a former executive director of the Cuyahoga County Democratic Party, managed Bibb's campaign. Avul, who served a transition advisory committee, brought more than a decade of government experience to the Bibb administration. She oversaw human resource for Cuyahoga County government under the first county executive and also worked as HR manager for the city of Westlake. My team is where it is today because we relied on Chief Avul's extensive government, HR, and legal experience, the mayor said in his release. Building teams from scratch, restructuring complex processes, hammering down on operational efficiencies, Elise's skill set was critical to laying a strong foundation in our first year. My team and I are better prepared to lead Cleveland as a result of Chief Avul's work. Bibb is finishing up his first year as Cleveland mayor after winning the 2021 election. His team led the first government transition at City Hall since 2005, ushering in a leadership at top of the city with the retirement of Mayor Frank Jackson.
Thank you. Very good, very good. Reverend Ben Fair,
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibb.
you have some information for us from the new group that's having a meeting on the 8th.
No, I don't have that. Oh, yes. I have some information, Mr. Bibb.
Would you share that with our viewing and listening audience, please?
Yes, I will. The Black Political Power, where is it? Sunday, January 8th, 2023 at 3 p.m. The location, the Midtown Technical Hive, 6815 Euclid Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44103. Admission free. Has your vote been taken for granted by both parties? Let's discuss the strategize on how we regain our collective power. The solution is a group of individuals that focuses on research and analysis of issues and political and policies that specifically affect the African American community. So that is the report that we have on Black Political Power, Mr. Bibb.
How do you sign up for the meeting?
You can go online. You can go online and sign up with the Black Political Power.
Okay. And what's the date and location again?
The date is Sunday, January 8th, 2023 at 3 p.m. The location is the Midtown Tech Hive, 6815 Euclid Avenue. And it's Cleveland, 44103. Admission is free.
Thank you, thank you. All right, Ms. Candace Jones, do you have something from the county-elect, Chris Ronay, about appointments to his cabinet?
Yes, I do.
Would you share that with us, please?
Cuyahoga County Executive Chris Ronayne announced 3 new hires to his administration on Monday. Cuyahoga County Clerk of Courts, Nyla Bird, will be the Chief of Safety and Justice. Brooklyn Mayor Kathleen Gallagher will be Chief of Operations and Community Innovation. And David Razum, who has served on the transition team, will be the Chief of Communications and Strategy. Raynon said he picked the leaders who will get things done and prioritize the delivery and effectiveness of county services. I have spent the last 2 years speaking with residents and stakeholders throughout Cuyahoga County on what they want to see in their government, Raynon said in a news release. I'm excited to build a team that will create solutions for the most pressing issues and deliver results to our residents. As Chief of Safety and Justice, Bird will develop and oversee a long-term strategy for the county's public safety and justice services, working closely with related departments such as Medical Examiner's Office and the Sheriff's Department. She is recently a member of the Justice Center Executive Steering Committee, helping to oversee planning for our new county jail and courthouse, though she rarely participated in public discussions about what the new jail needed, where it should be located, or how to pay for it. Bird has served as a clerk since 2015. It's unclear who will fill her position in the new year. The clerk is appointed by the executive and does not have a set term. And Gallagher, who endorsed Raynon in the election, will lead the county's internal operations efforts and champion improvements to make government more productive, according to the release. Her position will also ensure local communities have information and resources they need to be successful. She has served Brooklyn's mayor since 2016, doubling development activity, including adding 12 new businesses at the former American Greetings, nearly 1,500 new jobs, and 1.5 million in payroll, the release says.
All right, is that it?
Yes.
Thank you very kindly. Look like those two administrations are really getting their game together and getting their team together. All right? And I think 2023 is gonna really be exciting.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibb.
And caliber people they bringing forward to work with them should produce some really good government.
Yes, sir.
Lord knows we need some good government
Yes, we
right
do.
along through here with all these things that happen at the national level. Right. Okay. Miss Candace,
Yes.
did we hear anything from our new state rep, your new state rep? He was working on something for us. I think I'm gonna bring him to the town hall meeting.
No updates yet, but maybe by next week's podcast, we'll have an update.
Okay. And then let him know that we're gonna do a town hall meeting,
Right.
since he was at the last one round. And we're gonna take care of a lot of business on that one. Because this information that we need is very important to the citizens. Go ahead, Miss.
Okay. And I know we only have about 3 minutes left in the podcast, but I want to share some information that's hot off the press.
All right.
Right.
And I
All
know
right.
for the past several weeks or months, we talked about SNAP Delivered and how the ERC program is booming and the delivery process is booming. Well, January 5th, 6th, and 7th, SNAP Partners has a special event going on with CEO Paul Michael. Paul Michael is the CEO of SNAP Delivered. This event is taking place in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
The CEO from SNAP Delivered is coming to Dayton to work with us
Great.
to help us build. So this is more of a regional type event.
Okay.
Anyone is welcome to come. January 5th, will be an executive overview and training with CEO Paul Michael. He's going to answer any questions that we may have, topics of discussion. January 6th will be a meet and greet. January 7th, which is it's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. January 7th will be a Midwest regional event in Dayton, Ohio. All are welcome to come. I know we have quite a few SNAP resources here in the Cleveland area. So there are some that are going to be driving from this area down to Dayton. Everyone is more than welcome for the 3 days. That's January 5th, 6th, and 7th, 2023, a regional conference for SNAP Delivered with CEO Paul Michael.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Where's the event being held in Dayton?
I'll have to get those details because that has not been finalized yet. I'm sorry. It will be at the Dayton Metro Library, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, January the 7th, 215 East 3rd Street, Dayton, Ohio.
Is that the event's being held at the library?
The
Do they
event
have a
on,
hotel or anything connected with it?
there's not a hotel connected to the library.
Not to the library.
There are hotels in the area,
I mean,
and I'll get more information on the hotels.
yeah, would you try to see if they can work up a flyer so we can pass that out?
I just got this, what I just read off
You
is
just
the
got it.
flyer information I just got.
All right, very good. Ms. Sharon Pittman, you have any announcements?
No, in this 1 minute left, I sure don't.
No, all right. Reverend?
No, sir, Mr. Bibbs, I'm all clear.
All right. That sounds like an exciting weekend, and we want to try to get there. But when you're going out of town for 2 or 3 days, you need a headquarters hotel. So email whoever you need to email, text them or something. So they'll know we're going to the same place. And we want to thank everybody. Next week, we're going to have an exciting show. You don't want to miss it. And we're going to have Mr. Mike Seals, Cleveland Ward leader, Cleveland Ward 7 Ward leader here to speak on bang.